Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm here to first of all, I gotta do Cancer, so can't leave them out. Um, so let's start with that. Um, Let me just kind of get situated. You might have some situations that you are dealing with in your current environment where it's like things aren't going your way. Like things are not like I don't know, maybe going the way that you expected, or um, like kind of like a detour in a way where maybe something happens and it causes like a series of events that kind of put a delay on a process or kind of disrupt a type of flow. You might be like really connecting with birds, or like birds might be pretty significant. There's a focus right now on like building and like grounding almost. And again, sorry if I'm like speaking like super super quietly. It's just there are other people here, and it's kind of like in the morning hours, so just trying to be mindful. But let's start with Cancer. And yeah, guys, I am doing personal readings, so if you have questions about that, feel free to email me, so we can set that up. But I am taking personal reads. Oh, there's a bird right outside my window that is. It's a red bird with like a black bottom. I don't know what kind of bird that is. But they're like building their nest. And they're like sitting on the outside of the branch, and they are like looking at something, and now they just moved to the other side of like this bush. But I can tell that the bird is like in the process of like building this nest. And I mean, where I'm at right now, there's a lot of like nesting and like birds laying eggs right now. I actually have a robin's nest right outside my back door. Um, so maybe robins are significant in some way, shape, and form to you. Maybe it has some type of personal meaning. Okay, so this is interesting energy. I feel like you're moving away from conflict, but you're kind of trying to do it without being seen. Like, this is an interesting combination, the way that I'm reading it, because I'm almost looking at this as if you're just trying to like kind of like pack your bags and like leave a situation that has a lot of conflict, or you're trying to like stay out of the conflict or like the competition. Like you're just trying to like not be seen completely as you kind of make your way through this energy. This is almost like reminding me where like if you live in a house with people, um, you know, family, friends, roommates, whatever the case might be, right? You know how sometimes like people can irritate each other and like get on each other's nerves, especially if you're dealing with like a family dynamic or whatever. It's life. It's, things happen. This is just an example. Or say for example you're living with roommates, and you start irritating one another. It's just like the energy is just kind of, it's there. Maybe you have multiple people around you, but it's like there's some type of conflict going on, and you're kind of like, I'm gonna sneak away from this. So I don't know why you feel like you would sneak away unless you just don't want to be a part of it. You're like, I don't want any parts of this. Like whatever's going on here doesn't involve me, isn't my not my responsibility, not my problem, whatever the case might be, right? So whether it's, this could even be like a boundary almost, where I know it's kind of like an interesting way to look at that card, but I'm seeing it almost as like a silent boundary where it's like, I'm not going to get involved with this situation because I have something going on over here. So I'm not really seeing like the Seven of Swords being like very sneaky in a way, other than maybe just trying to like camouflage your energy so that like people don't pick up on the fact that like maybe you're not like participating in something, or like you're not paying attention to like whatever it is. But it looks like there's a lot of like competitiveness, or like competition, or like bickering or fighting or arguing, back and forth type of energy. But then you have this Ace of Pentacles here. So with this Ace of Pentacles, this kind of tells me that I feel like you really see something. I'm hearing like eye on the prize, like you have your eye on the prize, or like somebody's got like an eye on the prize, like whatever that might be, whether it's a goal, whether it's a opportunity in front of them, whatever it might be. But it's like you're looking at it. But this conflict is in the middle. So I don't know why I felt like I had to mention that, but I did. But something is like very stressful. There's a lot of like weight being carried, whether it be like emotional, mental, even a little physical here, because stress wears on us differently. So like when I say like carrying this around, like you would be carrying this stress around, and so like physically you might be affected. You might have like your back might actually hurt, your shoulders might hurt, your neck might be sore, and it's from carrying whatever this is, and it might be residing within the mental, within the mind. So the moon just showed itself to me, so something's not very clear, or something's being hidden. Again, it's like kind of like camouflaged energy over here. There's one energy in specific that's kind of camouflaging themselves, and I don't know. The Six of Cups that fell out. So the Six of Cups is like, this is almost like revisiting the past. But why revisiting the past? This could be an opportunity from the past coming back around. You have Temperance at the bottom of the deck. Something to be balanced out. What's at the top? You have the King of Wands. You could be connecting with a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Could be planning to take action towards something. If you're not dealing with another person, it could be you in the King of Wands energy. That's what's coming towards you. It's the next card, the Queen of Swords. Okay, so there could be two different people here. You could have a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius coming towards a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It looks like there's a little bit of a confrontation. But the only reason why I say that is because the Queen of Swords has her defense up, and the Queen of Swords doesn't just like become the Queen of Swords. This is somebody who like understands healthy boundaries and like really knows how to lay it down, and knows how to have a fair and just conversation. And the King of Wands energy is somebody who kind of reminds me of like they're very like, the Queen of Swords would remind me of somebody who's more serious, and the King of Swords would the King of Wands would remind me of somebody who's not so serious. Like they might take a different type of an approach than what this Queen of Swords would take when it comes to maybe handling a situation or maybe approaching a conversation. I think it's funny that I kind of messed up and said the King of Swords. So you could be dealing with a counterpart situation here. Where maybe the person has strong air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but they're coming in as like this King of Wands, which is like kind of like very playful, very fiery, very sometimes inconsistent, because the King of Wands is usually it's like the Knight and the Page that are more inconsistent, but the King of Wands can definitely carry inconsistency in their energy, because they're like they just go. They go. Like, it's a fire sign energy. Like, this person would have, they're just, like, always on the move, but maybe even, like, a little bit detached in a way. Like, I know people say that air signs are super detached, but, like, everybody can be in their own way, you know? So, every element, right? So, with this Temperance, the Knight of Cups, the Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck, somebody might be stressed out about maybe how to come in on a situation. Somebody might be stressed out on how to approach a situation. The Knight of Cups for me can be an apology. Somebody could be worried about how somebody would receive that apology. Like, how would somebody receive this? Meaning, like, what would, like, especially with the Queen of Swords being here, it's like this King of Wands might think that you might not be very emotionally receptive. Like, they kind of see you being on guard in a way, and it kind of like stresses them out because they don't know how to come in with like this Knight of Cups energy. So Temperance is here with like patience and balance, especially with the Three of Wands also at the bottom of the deck. It's like something's coming in, but it's still in the process of like developing. It feels very like dragged out, and I don't know why I want to say that, but it feels extremely dragged out. So this could be somebody from your past that you have a very strong connection with the Six of Cups. But with the Queen of Swords, you're approachable. You know what I mean? Like, somebody is approachable. It's just, I feel like this other energy might be a little bit apprehensive as to like how you might receive something. But it looks like there could be an apology that comes through, or like somebody wanting to balance the situation out because maybe it didn't end on positive terms. Or like maybe somebody wants to have a conversation about maybe something and like how it went down in the past. They want to come in and offer something more stable, but maybe in the past it wasn't very consistent. There was a lot of competition. There was a lot of like ins and outs. This person like wasn't fully honest. I can also see this being an energy of like you getting out of a situation using your logic and then taking action, waiting for the right opportunity. But like there's stress here with this Ten of Wands, where maybe in the past something was stressing you out, choosing to move forward to focus on something more creative that like nourishes you more, an opportunity that's more grounded, more focused. You could have help from another person that's like helping you balance something out. This could also be spirit, where it's like you feel guided in a sense. Like you feel like a strong pull to be like, no, this is what I need to be doing. This is what I need to be focused on. And it's almost like a protection. Could be like inner child related, where it's like there's like a healing going on. Learning boundaries, balancing out the energies within oneself if you're not dealing with another person. So there's a couple different things that could be going on here. For sure, because it's a lot of energy, especially with this Five of Wands. It's like boom, 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 boom. So, but I feel like something from the past might come back around for maybe another opportunity or maybe an apology. So the Nine of Pentacles is here, and I feel like this has been a long process, long time. But the Knight of Pentacles is consistent. You have the Ace of Wands, and then you have the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is an energy that takes time out to rest. It's like spiritual healing. This could be like meditation. And then you have this Ace of Wands where there's like passion, excitement, something new, something... You have two aces on the board, so you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. Could be manifesting. Somebody could have been like healing to like get that energy back, to get that like spark back. You know what I mean? Because like sometimes like when we go through a lot of stuff, like depending on like, I mean, you know, sometimes like our lives just get really busy and like we have like back-to-back events that like wipe us out energetically. And so sometimes we need to like replenish that. And I feel like this person's been like replenishing that energy a little bit. Like really spending time focused on themselves, like really just resting to like get that energy back, to like kind of come back a little bit. However that falls into this. And then we have this Ace of Wands, and it's almost like this person's like envisioning this, like manifesting this. Something could like come to you like in a meditation or like in your sleep. you have the Queen of Wands, and then like the Two of Wands showed itself to me. So you have the Queen and the King of Wands. I keep going back to this feeling that somebody might feel like you're apprehensive, or like might be apprehensive as to like how you're going to take something, because even though the Queen of Wands is here, it's like this person sees you as the Queen of Swords right now, but it's like they know that you're the Queen of Wands. I don't know if that makes sense. You also have a situation here where there's like two people, I guess. There could be a mother energy that's present in a situation that has a lot of influence. I'm also seeing a situation where somebody could like have a dream about like a mother, that like they like have a dream about their mom, and like their mom comes like and like gives you some type of like message, or like it's some type of like confirmation, or like she shows you something, especially with this Four of Swords being here. Something that you could have been like building towards for like a long period of time. Something might be shown to you. I don't know what this Queen of Swords energy is. Give me 1 second. So what's this Queen of Swords about? I feel like somebody's apprehensive as how to come in on something. I feel like somebody is hesitant on how to talk to somebody, or like doesn't know how to say something, doesn't know how to come in and communicate something, because they feel like, because sometimes the Queen of Swords gets that energy where like a lot of like people say when like the Queen of Swords doesn't just become the Queen of Swords. Like there's a diplomatic type of energy to the Queen of Swords. Like the Queen of Swords knows how to set firm boundaries, is maybe a little bit more detached, maybe a little bit more less likely to think with emotions, but more inclined to think with logic. This person might be more aloof in a sense. But the Queen of Swords is also an energy that like she or he, doesn't matter what gender, it's just the Queen of Swords that I'm reading on the card. So for the context of the card, it's the Queen of Swords. She has an energy that when she pulls down that sword, like she strikes. And that's an energy that like the Queen of Swords, who's been through a lot of shit, is not afraid to stand up for herself, not afraid to defend herself, also does not get caught up in her emotions. Like, the Queen of Swords is, like, firm. You know what I'm saying? Like, firm. So, like, when you communicate with the Queen of Swords, you communicate right. And I feel like this King of Wands knows that. Because the Queen of Swords is also all about communication, direct communication, clear communication, precise communication. And sometimes when the Queen of Swords delivers communication, it's just as blunt, direct, clear, and precise. But on the flip side, there's this Queen of Wands. So there could be another person here, but I'm also seeing this as being the same person. So do with that as you will, depending on the situation. It could be, you know, a bunch of different situations here. Whatever this Queen of Swords energy is, it's like almost like it puts this King of Wands kind of at a uncomfortable position because they don't know how to come in. They don't know, like, if you're going to be guarded towards them, if you're going to be harsh with them, if you're going to, like, cut their head off at the stake. Like, I don't know, like, I'm getting like all these crazy like things like that are like, this King of Swords is like, I'm sorry, like, I keep saying King of Swords, so you could be dealing with like an energy that kind of matches yours. So this King of Wands is hesitating because, again, like, I'm getting all of these like really dramatic scenarios. Like, I'm like literally seeing Mortal Kombat, and I'm seeing like the fatalities, and I like, and like, if you guys know what Mortal Kombat is, it's a video game, and like, I don't know, I don't know why they're showing me that, but it's kind of like in a humorous way. So this King of Wands might have some like apprehension on like how to come in because they don't know how you're going to react. Like, at the end of the day, they don't know how you're going to react, because there could have been some things that went down in the past that were not honest, that were not clear, that were not authentic, and this person knows that like you have every reason to kind of like stand up for yourself and be very firm with your boundaries, and to be very direct with what you are communicating if you're dealing with another person. Now, if you're not dealing with another person, this is like getting energy, like saving up energy, building energy to overcome your fears, to work through this Nine of Wands and this Ten of Wands, to balance some type of energy out within oneself. It's getting that spark back, getting that passion back with the Queen of Wands, getting that excitement for life back. No longer sitting on the background, no longer sitting on the sidelines, recognizing that what went down in the past is the past, and that now we're building towards a new future. And so what's the next step? There could be something again that comes in from the past that kind of pushes you forward, or like shows something to you. You know what I'm saying? So you have the Tower, the Devil, the Nine of Cups, Strength. Make sure that you're not overindulging. Make sure that you're not like make sure that like if you like to go out and you like to party, make sure that you're not doing that too much. Be mindful of like what you're consuming, be mindful of what you're doing, be mindful of like who you surround yourself with. Kind of like have strength through this time. The Strength and the Devil being here with the Nine of Cups, this is also finding a balance between like harmonious energy and like chaotic energy. Because this person's like sitting in the middle, very content, but on the flip side of that Nine of Cups, just be aware of like overindulgence and like greed and like but I don't really see that here, because the Strength is here, and it's kind of like have strength for something, because something could come through, but maybe it doesn't look like it at first, because this Tower and the Devil kind of look really intimidating, but it's not super intimidating, because like on the other side of it you have the Nine of Cups and Strength. So maybe like have strength coming through a situation. Something's about to change, something's about to like shift, and like I feel like if you're connected to somebody here, like if you're dealing with another person, I feel like there was something that went down in the past that kind of disrupted whatever structure there was. It just completely blew it apart, because it needed to be blown apart. It was toxic, it was unhealthy, it was not focused on the right things, it was not centered around like harmony, it was centered around like selfishness or like greed, or like what's mine is mine type of energy, or like I'm gonna get what I can get type of energy. And that needed to come crumbling down for something else to kind of come through. So like have strength here, because it's actually really positive to see strength come out with the Devil, because that means that it's a quick transformation of the energy. Like as I'm reading it, like the energy goes from being like in shambles to being like put back together really quickly. So there's no like lingering. So it's almost like I feel like, I don't want to say like a test, but it's almost like a like be mindful during this circumstance, because like keep a cool head, or like keep focus, or like keep like stay grounded in some way, emotionally even, because like there might be some emotions that get stirred up. There might be something that comes to the surface. The devil deals with bondage too. Deals with things that keep us feeling trapped, keep us feeling stuck. The tower's here blowing it kind of apart. But the devil also creates, it also manifests. The devil is also very practical. Capricorn energy. It's not always a negative thing, not always something that you need to be intimidated by, but it is like at first glance, like when I feel this energy, there could be some form of like, maybe it's a hesitation, maybe it's a I don't know about this, maybe it's like one of those things, and that's kind of what I mean by like intimidation, not in a sense of like holding back, but like in a sense of like this would be like a growth opportunity to like really push through maybe some fear, to push through maybe some old cycles, to push through some like phoenix rising from the ash type of energy here. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that that makes sense. But your advice is strength, the Nine of Cups. However you want to take that. The way that I see this is to remain grounded, remain focused. But this is also for me, like the Nine of Cups is also gratitude as much as it is like greed on the flip side. I see this card as being gratitude too, like because when it's focused on positivity and when it's surrounded by the right cards, this is a very giving and resourceful energy because there's emotional abundance, and it's having the confidence, having the security, having the ability to stay focused, to stay grounded, to stay secure through something that maybe would normally disrupt maybe a flow. You see what I'm saying? So I hope that that makes sense. But that's really what I'm getting for you guys, and I will be back soon. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. I will talk to you soon. Bye.